I'm Jasmine,
And I'm Janaris.
and we're here to show you Newton's 3 laws of motion.
Newton's first law is that an object will remain at rest unless acted upon by an unbalanced force. An object in motion continues in motion with the same speed and in the same direction unless acted upon by an unbalanced force. This law is often called the law of inertia.
Notice how the car's not moving. So exciting!
Oh, but it is. Believe it or not, there are actually balanced forces acting on the car. That's why the car doesn't move. It's natural for the car to keep doing what it's doing because it resists any changes in state of motion. When we push the car, we will be adding an unbalanced force which changes its state of motion.
Acceleration is produced when a force acts on a mass. The greater the mass, the greater the amount of force needed. For expressing Newton's second law of motion, I used two different ways to show how, by using different forces on the same mass, they affect the distances. So the first time I push the hamper, I push it with a hard force, which makes it go further. And second, I use a small amount of force, which causes it to not go as far as before. Okay, these hampers are starting at the same line. Notice how this one is full of weights and this one is empty. Watch what happens when Jasmine pushes the hamper with weights inside. Okay, now when she pushes the empty one, notice how the empty one went a lot further than the one with the weights because of their masses.
Newton's third law of motion is that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction.
When Jai hits the ball against the wall exerts an equal amount of force as Jai did, but in the opposite direction.
In this scenario, the ball hitting the wall is the force, and the backwards force is the wall pushing back on the ball. The larger the amount of force the ball exerts on the wall, the larger the amount of force the wall exerts back. The ball comes back a little slower though because of gravity and friction.
You hit it. When Jai hits the white ball, it moves and exerts a force onto the green ball, which causes the green one to move. But the green ball also exerts a backward force onto the white ball, causing the white one to slow down. This exercise shows that an equal and opposite force is exerted onto the second object.
This is a review of Newton's 3 laws of motion.
And remember, it's not boring, it's science.